Every single day, over 500 motorcycles are stolen, some taken in broad daylight, others in the dead of night. It's shocking how fast it happens, even to riders who think they're smartest of all. I am revealing 17 ruthless tricks thieves use to steal motorbikes. And number 1 is so shocking, one flick of a flashlight is all it takes. Plus, stick around for a bonus tip that could save your ride. If you ride, you need to see this before it's too late. Trick number 18, freezing the lock. First, they spray the lock upside down with a can of compressed air, releasing a super cold burst. This instantly freezes the metal inside. Once frozen, the lock becomes brittle. Then, they lightly tap it with a hammer. Crack! The lock breaks silently, leaving almost no noise behind. This trick is especially effective on cheap locks. Stronger, high-end locks may resist, but budget locks are easy targets. It's not the manufacturer's fault. Most are designed to minimize cost and maximize profit. That's why you need a few aftermarket reinforcements to toughen your security. Thieves love this method because it's fast and quiet. No sawing, no cutting, no loud sparks. In just seconds, your lock can be useless, and your bike at risk. How do you stop it? Invest in locks rated for extreme conditions. These resist freezing and cracking. Also, anchor your bike to a solid object. Even if the lock fails, your ride won't vanish. You thought a frozen lock was your worst nightmare? Wait until you see how sparks and speed can make even the toughest metal feel like paper. Trick number 17, angle grinder method. Some thieves don't bother with finesse. They go loud and fast. The tool of choice? A cordless angle grinder. They place the spinning disc against your lock. Sparks fly. In just 10-15 seconds, a cheap disc lock can be cut through. That's all it takes to make your bike vulnerable. Most people don't notice it happening. The public often ignores the grinding noise, thinking it's construction or repairs. Thieves exploit this. They can steal a bike in broad daylight, with dozens of people nearby, and get away with it. The trick is speed and distraction. Cheap locks are the easiest targets. Even some mid-tier locks can fail if the thief is skilled. Good news, you can prevent it. Use layered security. Combine a chain lock with a disc lock. Multiple locks take longer to defeat. Also, be aware of grinder sounds near your bike. They could signal an active theft. Surprisingly, some thieves don't need noise at all. The next trick is all about bending what you thought was unbreakable. Trick number 16, defeating steering locks. You might think a steering lock keeps your bike safe. Wrong. Thieves have a simple trick. They twist the bars and wheel your bike away. The lock breaks, and suddenly, your bike steers freely. They don't even need to start the engine. Many steering locks are integrated with the ignition, meaning breaking the lock can compromise other security systems. In seconds, what felt safe becomes vulnerable. This method works so quickly because it exploits a weakness you rarely notice. Riders rely on the lock, but it's designed for convenience, not heavy resistance. Thieves know exactly where to apply force. One sharp twist, and your bike can be rolled away silently. Add redundant security. Use a disc lock, a chain, or a handlebar lock. Multiple obstacles make thieves hesitate. They prefer quick grabs, so even a small delay can stop them. Don't underestimate the steering lock. Alone, it's not enough. Layered security is your best defense, and it might just save your ride. Locks and bars can't stop them, but what if the real battle isn't with the bike's body, but with its brain? Hit like and subscribe. Don't miss what's coming next. Trick number 15, swapping engine control unit. The ECU is the motorcycle brain. It talks to your ignition, fuel system, and immobilizer. Without it, the bike won't start. Thieves know this, and they've found clever ways to exploit it. Some use jiggler keys, small tools that mimic the right tumbler pattern in the ignition. Turn the key, and the bike thinks it's authorized. Quick, quiet, and nearly invisible. Other thieves go a step further. They remove the seat and swap the ECU with one from another bike. This bypasses the immobilizer entirely. Suddenly, a bike that shouldn't start is running, and they're rolling away in seconds. Stopping this requires more than a basic lock. Use a physical ignition cover or lock plug to prevent tampering. Make ECU access harder by securing the seat. An alarm system can act as a deterrent. scaring off thieves before they get that far. This trick shows how modern technology can make bikes easier to steal, but smart protection keeps your ride safe. After all, modern bikes aren't just machines. They're computers on wheels. When brains aren't enough, brute force takes the stage. And this next method shows just how heavy-duty thieves can get. Trick number 14, the lift van method. This is pure brute force. 3 thieves, 1 van, 1 bike. One thief grabs the handlebars, another holds the tail, and the third opens the van. In less than 30 seconds, the bike is lifted and loaded. Disc locks don't stop them if chains aren't anchored. They can cut the chain later at their hideout. This method works on any bike, even heavy cruisers you think are too big and safe. Thieves are bold and fast. Public spaces don't slow them down. A van with a closed roof makes it even easier to disappear without being seen. Stopping this takes preparation. Anchor your bike to something immovable. Make it look harder to steal in public. If a van parks nearby, note its number plate. Heavy bikes can still fit inside. They don't care how impossible it seems. Always call the police if you see suspicious activity. One moment your bike is safe, the next, it's gone. Awareness and proper anchoring are your best defense. They can lift a bike in seconds, but sometimes the cleverest thefts don't need muscle. They just need to look ordinary. Trick number 13, fake breakdown disguise. These scammers can blend in perfectly, making it seem like just another day. They rely on people assuming everything is normal. You might see someone pushing a bike in broad daylight, helmet on, carrying tools. They act clumsy, fiddling with imaginary problems, pretending the bike has broken down. Passers-by walk past, thinking it's a typical roadside issue. Meanwhile, the thief is quietly preparing the motorbike for theft. In minutes, it can be moved or unlocked, all under the radar. The trick works because it exploits human assumptions. People rarely question someone who looks like they need help. Protecting your ride requires layered defenses. Disc locks with motion alarms can trigger alerts if the bike moves. Chain it to an immovable object to prevent casual pushes. Bright reminder cables break the illusion, signaling it's not easy to steal. Even everyday scenarios can hide theft attempts. Awareness, combined with strong physical barriers, can turn this disguise into a failed attempt and keep your bike safe. Trick number 12, parking lot trailers. It often starts innocently. Someone might compliment your bike or ask a casual question. Friendly, harmless, until they're tracking your every move. These thieves watch which parking lots you use, how long you stay, and when you leave. They are patient, observing patterns, and waiting for isolation. When you pull into a quiet spot, they make their move. A bike that felt secure in public can suddenly be vulnerable in seconds. Bystanders may assume you know the stranger, making the theft even less suspicious. After all, they watched you say hi to each other. Stopping this requires awareness and unpredictability. Vary your routes and parking spots whenever possible. Don't develop habits thieves can exploit. GPS trackers act as a hidden safety net. If the worst happens, you'll know exactly where your bike is, giving law enforcement a head start. Even when you think your bike is safe from prying eyes, someone could be quietly planning a heist from a distance you'd never suspect. Trick number 11, marketplace scams. Not all theft happens on the street. Some happen online. These scammers pretend to be buyers or sellers. Their goal is to lure you into a trap. It starts with questions. Friendly, curious, seemingly innocent. They ask about your bike, your location, or your schedule. Sometimes they post fake listings to see who responds. Every message, every photo, every detail is a piece of the puzzle. They can learn your address, figure out when you're alone, or even arrange a direct confrontation. The danger is subtle. You might think you're just making a sale, but a single shared photo with a license plate or an address can be all they need. Protecting yourself is about control and visibility. Meet buyers in public areas with cameras. Avoid sharing personal info, photos, or license plates online. Use authorized selling platforms, ones that offer protections for sellers. They may seem restrictive, but they prevent scammers from turning your sale into a theft. Online scams are sneaky, but today's tech can make even a locked bike feel like it's unlocked. The next trick exploits a convenience you probably love. Trick number 10, Relay attack on keyless bikes. Modern technology is amazing, but it can also be dangerous. Keyless ignition systems are convenient, but smart thieves have found a way to exploit them. Many bikes now start with a simple button, just like cars. That ease comes with a hidden risk. Relay attacks need two thieves working together. One stands near your house, holding a relay device. The other waits near your bike. The device captures and extends the signal from your key fob, even if it's inside your home. Suddenly, the bike thinks the key is nearby. The lock disengages, and the thief can ride away immediately. No braking, no forcing, no noise. Just clean and fast. Preventing this requires thinking beyond the lock. Keep your key fob in a Faraday pouch to block signals. Combine that with a disc lock, alarm, or GPS tracker. These simple steps force thieves to work harder, slowing them down and making your bike a less attractive target. Convenience shouldn't come at the cost of safety. Protecting your key fob is now as important as locking the bike itself. And just when alarms scream, some thieves have a silent solution. Trick number 9, disabling alarms. Alarms aren't foolproof. They can alert, but only if someone reacts. One neighbor ignored his alarm for months, thinking it was just his dog. One day, thieves went straight for the bike, and the alarm didn't stop them. Most alarm modules are exposed under the seat or tail. Thieves spot them instantly. With wire cutters or even clever no-tool tricks, they can disable the alarm in seconds. Loud sirens? Useless if no one responds. The danger is simple. Relying on a single alarm is risky. Thieves know exactly where to cut or disconnect, and many alarms are surprisingly easy to bypass. Protection means hiding the module and securing wiring. Keep access difficult. Make the system harder to reach and tamper with. Combine this with redundant security, a GPS tracker, disc lock, or chain. Even if the alarm fails, you'll know immediately, or at least slow the thieves down. Trick number 8, removing the wheel. This method sounds almost unbelievable, but thieves can do it. What seems impossible to most riders is just another tactic in their arsenal. Instead of battling your disc lock, some thieves target the front wheel. They come prepared with tools and sometimes even a replacement wheel. In minutes, they unbolt the front wheel, lift the bike, and drag it away on the rear wheel. Loud? Not always. Fast? Absolutely. A bike that looked secure in your driveway or parking spot can be gone before anyone notices. These scammers know riders rely on locks at visible points, like the front disc. But this method bypasses that security entirely, using clever leverage instead of brute force. You have to think beyond the obvious to stop it. Lock the frame or rear wheel to an immovable object. Make the bike physically harder to move. Disc locks alone aren't enough. They slow thieves, but don't stop this method. Locks are outsmarted, alarms disabled, but what if the bike disappears by changing its very identity first? Trick number 7, plate swap and ride away. Thieves are clever. Sometimes they don't steal the bike outright. They swap the license plate first. This trick evades cameras and misleads bystanders. They bring a stolen or fake plate, remove yours quickly, and attach theirs. In minutes, your bike is ridden away. Security cameras record the wrong plate. Witnesses assume nothing is wrong. By the time anyone notices, the thief is long gone. The trick works because riders rarely check their plate constantly, but subtle signs can give them away. If you return to your bike and it looks slightly slanted or the numbers seem off, it might have been swapped in a hurry during a theft attempt. Stopping this starts with prevention. Use tamper-proof screws on your plate. Install a GPS tracker under the seat. If you notice anything unusual, call the police immediately and report suspicious activity. Sometimes it's not about what they touch, but what they make you notice or not notice. A simple distraction can change everything. Trick number 6, distraction diversion. Imagine riding through a quiet street. Suddenly, someone spills coffee in front of you. Another taps your shoulder. It seems random, harmless, normal. But it's a setup. While you're distracted, another pair of eyes is on your bike. A hand nudges a lock. A wheel is tested. In seconds, the thief knows whether your ride is vulnerable. These criminals are patient and clever. They engineer small interruptions, a fake argument, a dropped bag, a staged fall, anything to shift attention. Your natural reaction, to help or respond, is exactly what they want. Stopping this requires more than locks. Stay aware of your surroundings. Treat sudden encounters with caution. Never let anyone step between you and your bike unsupervised. Keep your ride in your line of sight. Think like a thief. They exploit habits, curiosity, and instincts. One clever diversion can give them the window they need. You've seen distractions, but what happens when authority itself becomes the thief's disguise? Trick number 5, tow truck trick. You park your bike for a quick errand. A truck rolls up. The driver says it's illegally parked. Or maybe you're stranded and the tow operator offers help. It seems official, polite, and urgent. These thieves exploit panic and trust. They pose as municipal or private tow operators. While your attention is on the paperwork or the problem, they hook your bike and drive away. In seconds, what felt like a routine stop becomes a theft. The trick works because riders rarely question authority in stressful situations. Panic clouds judgment. Thieves know this and use it to their advantage. Defense starts with calm. If a tow appears unexpectedly, ask for proper identification. Call the official service or police if unsure. Know your parking laws and stick to legal spots. It reduces the chance of falling for this scam. Even helpful-looking strangers can have hidden motives. Staying composed, verifying credentials, and knowing the rules turns panic into protection. Your bike can remain exactly where you left it, safe and secure. They can pretend to tow, but some thieves are even sneakier. They ask for trust, and you hand over the keys willingly. Trick number 4, test ride thefts. Selling your bike can be risky. Some thieves pretend to be buyers, asking for a test ride. It seems innocent, normal, but it's a setup. They start with questions, curious about performance, comfort, or mileage. They gain your trust, making you feel safe handing over the keys. Once on the road, the thief controls the situation. They know the bike, know the streets, and know exactly how to escape. In seconds, your bike can disappear. Some riders never see it again. Thieves exploit trust and familiarity, turning a standard transaction into a theft. Even carefully screened buyers can be skilled and convincing. Protection requires caution. Meet in public spaces, preferably with cameras or security personnel nearby. Always verify identity, ask for a license, and limit access. Consider having a friend follow behind during test rides or use GPS tracking to monitor the bike. Don't let eagerness or trust blind you. Even a friendly, seemingly careful buyer can turn into a thief in minutes. Awareness and preparation are your best protection. Trick number 3, police imposters. Some thieves don't wait for bikes to be parked. They target riders on the open road. They dress in police uniforms, flashing badges and lights. On the highway, authority grabs attention, and they exploit it. It starts with a sudden pullover. A rider sees lights behind them, thinks it's real law enforcement, and instinctively slows. The imposters approach confidently, sometimes asking for ID or claiming a minor violation. Your instincts tell you to comply. That moment of hesitation is all they need. While you focus on the officer, the thief may notice loose gear, weak locks, or accessible ignition systems. In coordinated attacks, accomplices can be waiting nearby to quickly take advantage, either lifting the bike or tampering with it while the rider is distracted. Prevention is about caution and verification. Confirm identity before complying. Use hands-free comms to call real authorities if unsure, and ensure your bike has locks, alarms, and trackers. Trick number 2, tire deflation trick. Using a pin, nail, or sharp tool, the thieves puncture or partially deflate the tires while your bike is parked. You walk away, unaware your tires are compromised. Later, thieves return. With partially deflated tires, the bike sits lower. It's easier to tip slightly and lift onto a dolly, cart, or van ramp. They can maneuver it without fully rolling it on flat tires. Heavy bikes feel lighter when lifted this way. This works best at night or in empty, secluded spots. Some thieves combine tricks. A small puncture weakens your tire, then they cut locks or move the bike quietly. You never see it coming. Park in busy, well-lit, or monitored areas. Layered security makes this sneaky method fail. And now, the finale, the trick that's as sneaky as it is shocking. Trick number 1, the flash of light. This is the one you've been waiting for. A thief doesn't always need brute force. Sometimes, all it takes is a flash of light. Riders often greet each other on the road. A nod, a wave, a blink of the headlights. Thieves watch. They learn the signals, waiting for the split second you relax or stop. Then it happens. A thief shines a tiny bright flashlight at a specific point on your bike. It temporarily blinds sensors or distracts you just long enough. In that instant, they lift, unhook, or unlock the bike. One flash, and your ride can be gone before you even realize it. This method is terrifying because it uses your instincts against you. You think it's a fellow rider being friendly. You pause, wave, or smile. Meanwhile, your bike is being stolen. Protection is about awareness and layered security. Locks, alarms, and GPS trackers reduce the window of opportunity. Even a single flash can be neutralized if your bike is physically and digitally secured. You've stayed through all 18 tricks, and now it's time for the ultimate secret weapon. Bonus tip, the kill switch. This is your bike's invisible shield, a tiny device that can turn your bike into an untouchable fortress in seconds. It disables the ignition or fuel system, making the bike impossible to start. Thieves can twist keys, bypass alarms, even hack signals. But without your kill switch flipped, your engine is dead. Nothing. Silence. No ride-away, no drama. The beauty? It's sneaky, hidden under the seat, tucked in the wiring, or disguised in plain sight. Thieves won't see it coming. Even if they're pros, trained in every dirty trick, the kill switch turns minutes of theft into a frustrating dead end. Installing one isn't just smart, it's fun. It gives you control, confidence, and peace of mind every time you park. Combined with locks, alarms, and GPS, it's the ultimate layered defense. This tiny switch proves a big truth. Sometimes the best security isn't flashy. It's silent, invisible, and unstoppable. Flip it, walk away, and watch your bike stay exactly where it belongs. Stay sharp, lock smart, and layer your defenses. Have you ever experienced a theft that left you stunned? Share your story in the comments below.